Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of My Favorite Things, aka a little bit of everything, February edition. This is a series on my channel where I talk about my favorite things that I've watched or listened last month. So I talk about movies, TV shows, anime, music and YouTubers. I just wanted to clarify real quick why I didn't do one for January, and it's because I didn't have much stuff to talk about. I only watched 2 movies that I thought that it was worth talking about. They were like my favorite things from that month, and I didn't want to do a video just talking about 2 things. So when that happens, I'm going to skip a month and add my favorite things together with the other month. Just wanted to explain that in case you wonder why I didn't do one for the month before and then I'm doing one for this month. Looking at it now, it looks like I have 2 gummy bears in my hair. Let's just roll with it. The month of February was really interesting, I think. I feel like I watched so many different genres and my taste really varies when I decide to watch something, so let's just dive right in. As always, let's start with movies. I finally watched Coda. Coda stands for Child of Deaf Adults. For those of you who are regulars in the channel, I said I was excited to watch this on my favorite things from July, from last year. It took a while, you know, for me to watch it, but I finally did. So this movie is going to show the struggle that this family passes and how the daughter really is a support for them to help them whenever they need to communicate with other people. But now the daughter is in her last year of high school and she thought she was just going to continue helping the family business, but then she joins the choir and she realizes that she loves to sing, she really does. And the teacher incentivizes her to apply for a music college. It really feels like a warm hug that is embracing you and just showing the perspective of this family. At the end of this movie, my heartstrings just couldn't. It was really emotional, and while sometimes you can see where the story is going, it's just a simple movie that really fills your heart. And for me it was a surprise that I had watched the movie that is based on. Some things started to come back, not everything is the same, and I definitely feel like I like this version more. I hope that it wins some awards in the Oscars, whether for script or whether for Best Supporting Actor. I think it would be cool. I also watched another movie that is running in this year's Oscars, and it's West Side Story. My fellow Gleeks out there, we all came to know about this musical, I think, because of Glee. I mean, it was my case because they did that special episode of West Side Story. I definitely have a connection to it. I went and watched the original and fell in love at the time. So when I heard that Spielberg was going to make a remake, I was a little bit skeptical. It's normal because we do tend to love the original so much that when we hear that a remake is being made and how nowadays is the world of remakes, you're kind of wondering, but is it necessary? Like, the original is already good, why are you doing a new one? But you know, it was just me starting to watch the movie and my skepticism didn't exist anymore. Because Spielberg really knows his craft, he's great. Even if it's his first musical, he knew what he was doing. It's the art of cinema shown to you because it's just so beautiful, it really grasps you. I didn't even realize until like the final act that it was almost 3 hours of movie. And I just think that if you are a movie lover, especially if you are a musical lover, you will enjoy his version of West Side Story. Even if it exists the original version, his version definitely is like a spectacle. Another movie that I watched was Bad Education, or La Mala Educación. This is an Almodovar movie, and Almodovar really seems like an interesting director. I haven't watched many of his movies. I only watched this and The Skin I Live In, and those 2 movies certainly have some craziness to it. I think that a lot of people say that he's a provocateur, and I do think that he is. In this case, with Bad Education, he didn't go as far. Like, I just felt this fear that he might, but he didn't go as far as I was expecting. So, Bad Education tells the story of two friends that reunite. One of them is a movie director and the other is an actor. So, he decides to go to him to ask for a job and also delivers to him a script that he wrote about their time when they studied together in the church and their moments of childhood. He said that that is the real part that is in the script and then the other part was made up. That's where we go and things take a toll. You are in one point of the movie and then you go to another part. It has so much twists. Like, I'm still thinking that I might have to rewatch sometime because it was just so much stuff happening. But still, there were shots in this movie that were just so beautiful and I was like, this is filmmaking. I only got interested in watching this movie because I've been seeing that movie ad. I kept seeing that ad so much that I kinda decided to go and give it a try. I was like, you know what, I'm maybe going to try to make a little Almodovar marathon. So yeah, this was crazy, but I'm glad that I watched. And I might check out his latest move that is Parallel Mothers and Pain and Glory. So now I'm going to talk about the two movies that were supposed to be in my favorite things of January. The first is Petite Maman. I finally watched that movie and it might be a sin, but I haven't watched it yet. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I know that if you watch this movie you're probably like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. And it was my first movie of this director and I really thought that this was just such a sweet movie. It made me remind of like my childhood days and how quickly they go by, because the story is about this girl who her grandma passed away and her mother and her father are cleaning the house. And then one day she goes outside and then she meets this little girl and this little girl comes out of nowhere and that's where the story starts. I kinda don't wanna say much because I think that if I tell you more I'm going to give you the twist if you don't know anything about this movie. So I think that that is enough for you to be kinda interested if you wanna check it out. The filmmaking aspect, it is just so sweet. It really has this nostalgia feel to it and really tackles the subjects of like being a child and parenting and how you probably when you become a parent it's a new adventure. You are rediscovering yourself. You as an adult, you kind of have already that sense of self-made, but I think that once you become a parent, that sense of self changes in some ways because now you have a kid to take care of, now you have something that was made out of you, and I don't know, I'm not a parent, I can't really say how it is, but that's just the feeling that this movie gives me. Last movie that I wanted to talk about is Wolf Walkers. I watched this movie with my mom. Funny enough, I also watched Petite Maman with my mom. And both movies talk about parenting. What a coincidence. Anyways, Wolf Walkers is a movie that I had heard about when it was released. It's set in another time period. It's about these two girls that meet. One of them is a daughter of a wolf hunter. She wants to help her dad. And we have this other girl that she meets that she's part of a wolf pack and apparently she can talk to wolves. It really is a consistent movie. The animation is gorgeous, it's so beautiful, and there's a scene with the music that I really felt what it was happening on screen. The movie starts to talking about this thing of how people fear the unknown to the point that they won't even listen to what they see as unknown. They will literally do whatever they think it's right and they won't even stop to listen or to see the point of view of that unknown thing. Even if it's magic, which is something that the humankind seeks for to exist. TV shows. Before we talk about the TV show that everyone definitely has been talking about since it just ended, I wanna have a little quick chat about the Cuphead show. I don't know how many of you guys have played the game. I played the whole game and Cuphead was the game That made me so freaking mad. Like, I played in the computer, I didn't have a console, so if you know Cuphead, you must imagine the struggle of playing this game in the computer. Oh my god, I'm nervous just thinking about it, just like remembering what it was to play this thing in the computer. It was really stressful. Like, I would sometimes be in a boss for like a bunch of plays, like that B boss. I was stuck on that level for so long, and then the dragon one, oh my god, I could see the soul leaving my body every time I lost. It was just frustrating. But I still love it because the animation style is amazing, it goes back to the old cartoons, it's an homage, even the story, if you go and search for it, it has a lot to do with the golden era of animation. The first episode is great because it's like a backstory of what happens in the game, because we all know that Cuphead used to go after these bosses because he owns his soul to the devil, and all of those people that he fights own the soul to the devil as well. It's kinda dark, yeah, I know. If you like the game, please check out the series, it's amazing, the animation is really an amazing point. I cannot say enough on that. Now let's talk about the show that everybody has their point of view on it, has their opinion, and that is Euphoria Season 2. I think that it has no words when it comes to its technical things like the cinematography and how it was shot in film. All of that is just really beautiful to see. But when it comes to the story, it was a roller coaster of emotions. It kinda got a little messy. What they did with her story, it's amazing. Like, they still continue to develop her character. The thing is that we have the other characters. We know the backstory. And I'm not going to forgive what they did to Jules. Like, she becomes literally a character who her whole purpose this season has to do with Rue, and that love triangle with Elliot. That, I mean, I don't even have an opinion on Elliot. I think that he was thrown here to do this love triangle, and like, okay, I didn't even want a love triangle in Euphoria, and we got a love triangle. Like, what the hell? The other thing that we cannot forgive is what they did to Kat's character. In the first season, when the Kat and Ethan's relationship was developing, I was all there for them. You see that proud moment and you're so happy that they're together. You just want Kat to be loved. You just want her to know that she can be loved and there's someone here who wants to love her. And not just him, you know, her friends love her as well. And then they just literally scratch her off. She wants to break up with Ethan. She doesn't like Ethan because he's not how she imagined he would be, I guess. There's the whole scene of them breaking up that, that scene was rough, that scene was not cool to watch. In the third season, I don't even know if there's going to be like they're getting back together. I don't even know what they're going to do to Kat's character. This is really a ramble about Kat's character because I really think that she was one of the important parts of the show in the first season. Outside that, you know, I'm saying about the love triangle of Rue, Jules and Elliot, but we also got the love triangle of Nate, Maddie and Cassie. I don't like that trope of love triangles. I think that they are tiring because we all know how those things go down, but I'm not gonna lie that Euphoria made it entertaining, but that's because of Maddie, because we know what Maddie could do when she found out that Cassie was doing that. The first season is just so good. It's a shame that the second season has so many plot holes and things that doesn't make it as great as season 1, but still it's a good show. I was entertained every week, like I wanted to watch the episode every week. I was waiting for the episode to come. There's parts from the episodes that you can collect and be like, they are amazing moments, like Ethan on stage and doing the whole performance, that was really a highlight. Or like we seen Lexi's character progression, things like that. Anime. So I want to talk about an anime that might sound weird to you guys at first listen, but the name of the anime is School Babysitters. As the title suggests, it is about high schoolers working as babysitters. It's just that there's a reasoning behind that. It's not just as simple of like, oh, let's put this plot and let's see what happens. Like, it's not as silly as it sounds. It's about this boy and his brother who recently lost their family, and they are adopted by this director of the school that recently lost her son and his wife. I think it's so amazing that this anime is able to have these dramatic moments, not just because of these characters who have this storyline. Like, even with characters that are introduced, we get a basic sense of who they are, and then they go and have an emotional moment, like a sense of realization within themselves, within their emotions. And it's just amazing that an anime about babysitters has all of this. And let's not forget the kids. They are the cutest thing ever. They are really cute. They're anime babies. They are not just a plot point. They also have personalities. They also have things that they face. This anime really becomes more of like this heartwarming moments and slice of life feeling with this comedy sense. Even if it has this drama, it is a toned down drama. Just the first episode is going to get a little more deep because it tells that story and explains to you exactly what happened. If you are interested, please check it out and see if it's really your thing. I think that most people that watch this come to realization that it really is just a sweet anime just with toddlers being cute and doing cute things, but also being very emotional and having a good sense of direction when it comes to its story. Now, what I'm excited for? Let's start with Driving Home to You, a sour film. Definitely excited for that. I'm also excited for The Dropout. It's a Hulu show. I'm also excited to watch Turning Red, this new Pixar movie. I'm very excited for the Wallows new album, Tell Me That It's Over. I might be planning something around talking about Wallows. Be on the lookout for a Wallows video in the future. And those were my favorite things from February. I hope that you enjoyed this video, the recommendations I had for it, that something has spoken to you to go and check it out for yourself. Each taste is going to be different. My choices for watching a month can be quite different. That's why I think we have a lot of variety in here. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!